Good morning. Thank you so much for being here today. And it is another beautiful morning. Sunny outside. The birds chirping and the sunshine is shining through the window. It's very peaceful. But at the same time, it's very chaotic in my mind. And I'm not gonna make a dramatic episode, trying to vent with you, But I do want to talk about just life in general. Whenever we go through hard times, it feels hard and it feels like there's no way out. I feel like it is the end. It's like when the misery is bad enough. When you're being pushed into a corner, being squeezed into a wall, and the only option for you now is to push back and be stronger or die. It's a hard place to be in, but it is also a blessing in disguise, in my opinions. Because it's like me now. When the misery is bad enough, you have to force yourself to do it. You have to force yourself to change, to do things differently, to be wiser, to take a different path if you happen to encounter that intersection again. Maybe the failures, the mistakes, the bad decision, the consequences, the losses, they were not all that bad at all. Maybe they were the blessing in disguise. That we have to go through these things. And then we have to force ourselves to change because there's no other way. There's no other way out. And you know what I've learned from going to the gym? Especially on the days you don't feel like it. On the days all you just want to do is just to stay in bed, sleeping on the couch, eating potato chip and watching Netflix. Those days you show up, you convince yourself, you move your body. You get into the gym, you lift heavy weights, and after that you get out, your body is sore as fuck, but you feel good. You feel like you won. You won the first battle against yourself. It's you versus you, and you won. But then you feel tired. And then you see all of the things that going wrong down the road. Things that haunting you from the past. They are here. But what I've realized is like it's getting to a point. You will get to a point where you're just like, I'm just so numb to all these things. I know that if But it's not me anymore. I'm a different person now. I'm not that guy who's fucked up anymore. This is a rough place to be in, where you just feel like you're a fucking lunatic, a psychopath. You know? You just feel like you don't really give a shit about anything anymore. But now you have to face the reality. And certain things that used to haunt you, things that cause you pains and make you feel like shit, things that you used to afraid doing, they are now just another thing you can just do every day. I know what I'm saying is so confusing. But one day you'll get there. Maybe one day when the misery is bad enough. When it feels like your soul is crushing on the inside. Someone broke your heart. Feel like you've lost something so important in you. Someone very special, or certain things that you treasure. Losses. Failures. Mistakes. They are the blessing in disguise. I know it sounds stupid, right? But they are. It's like sometimes you have to suffer. So your body knows that it has to force itself to become stronger, to adapt with it. And there's this thing called resilient. You know, it's like a string, right? You pull it and you let go, and it go back to its initial shape. You know, like you stretch it and you release it and it go back to where it was. But there's another term that they call it anti-fragile. And for example, it's like when you're working out, right? Your body is, your muscle is fucking anti-fragile. You stretch it out, you burn it, you're tearing it apart, and then it's rebuilt, bigger, stronger. And now it's gotten bigger than the shape before. So it's anti-fragile. It's fucking nut that how our body does that. And I believe the same goes for our mind. We have to break it, make it suffer. Not intentionally, but you know, it's like working out. You're working out your body and you're working out your mind. Because whenever you tell your mind, you're doing the things anyway, even when your mind's telling you to go home, stay in bed, stay on the couch, watch Netflix. But you go and you work on your project, you hit the gym, you do the things that move the needle in your life, but it make you feel uncomfortable in the moment, but you do it anyway. That is another way of working out your mind. You're putting it into uncomfortable situations. Your mind feeling like shit, like, you know, doing the work, it's uncomfortable. It's just like going to the gym. Lifting weight, it's fucking uncomfortable. But what do you get in result? In return, bigger muscle, stronger body, longevities. So what does that have to do with the mind? Our mind, our way of thinking. Well, wouldn't that be the same? Just think about it. Think about all of the hard things that you overcome in your life. all of the things that you never thought you would be able to overcome, things that used to haunt you overcame them. And guess where you are now? You are more equipped, more ready to tackle those situations if it ever happened again. That is, your mind is getting bigger. The mind muscle is getting bigger. You just don't realize it. So what the fuck am I trying to say? Well, maybe sometime bad things happen, and I think we should be grateful for it. Grateful that they happen. So we now can learn better. Because suffering is another way of training your mind. And I'm not saying, trying to bring bad thing into your life. What I'm saying is when bad things happen, we can choose how to react to it. Right? It's another way to learn. It's another way to grow wiser and stronger. Not trying to run away from it. Not trying to open that bottle of alcohol and drink, or smoke that joint, or eat that mushroom, or drop that pill, or whatever it is that you're trying to do to escape these what's so-called sufferings. But to face them head on. Live with it. And accept that you fucked up. But they happen. They're here. So you know what's not to do next time. So you learn the pain. You know what it's like to be fucking miserable. I'm not saying I have the answer or I know anything. What do I know, But it's just what I believe in. Is that things happen for a reason. And what meant for you will be yours. Just gotta believe it. And trust that everything's happening to you is happening for you, not to you. Sometimes all of these things, terrible things, make you feel like you want to give up, give in, and just numb yourself with substances, pills, all sort of things. So you no longer feel these pain, these miseries anymore. But I've been living that life for a long time. And I know what it's like. All we doing is just sweeping things under the rug and just prolonging the suffering. Why not just face them head on and just let things be the way they are? And choose to react differently. Choose to look at these things differently. I know it's always easy said and done. But sometimes it's the first step to do it. You have to look at the big picture. You have to accept the things that you cannot control and the things that you can control. You have certain things that you can't control. You have to let them go. You have to put them aside and not wasting your mental energies, your whatever you're putting it off because of these things. And I think it's so fascinating about our human mind that we can learn so much. There are so many things we can learn about ourselves. But sometimes we're just too busy. Busy with our day-to-day life and distractions. So much distraction today. But yeah. All I'm saying is just sometimes we're suffering and it feel like it's the end and it's like there's nothing we can do about it. I feel like it just sucks to just be here. But sometimes this is the training ground. You just don't know it. Training you to become that version of you that you always wanted. Yes, the losses feel like the end. Feel like there's nothing left to hold on to. You've lost your safety net. It's a scary place to be at, but it's also the best place for you to grow and become the person you always wanted. One day at a time. Just gotta keep holding on tight. And we're all in this together. Because you're not alone. Just know that you are not alone. There are 8 billion people on this earth. And you're telling me you feel alone. You feel alone in your town, small city, or even country. Because there's some people out there that are like you, that are like-minded. You just have to look for it. You just have to choose to see the good in things. And there are better things that waiting for you out there. You just have to weather the storm right now. You just have to learn to have fun in the rains, having fun in the storm, even when it's scary, it's miserable. But it's the best place to learn and to grow and to become the person that you asked for, you always wanted to. Just like Gordon Ramsay say, learn how to dance in the rain. Just like these bad days. You have to take advantage of them. Learn how to have fun in the bad days. Even when you feel miserable. Learn to have fun. Have some fun, right? Thank you so much for listening, and I hope I'll see you in the next one.